Hey everybody, thanks for joining me in my kitchen. It's the normal Tuesday. I'm giving you a new recipe, and today we're going to do a quick pickled beet in the Instant Pot. So a couple things that I found out is some people don't like beets, so I feel like this is kind of like a beet public service announcement. So if you hate beets, I think they taste earthy. The beet haters usually think they taste like dirt, so I'm not sure if it's just one likes it and one doesn't like it. But I find that when you do something, so the quick pickle is going to have a real vinegary flavor, so that's going to kind of take away the more part of the earthy flavor of the beets. And so I think that'll be helpful to get more people to like it in your family. And if you're there, say hi, and if you have questions, today's going to be fairly short and easy, so I'll take any questions on any Instant Pot questions you have. So the pickled beets are going to have some apple cider vinegar, or if you don't have that, you could use white vinegar. And when I was doing research, because I actually hadn't made pickled beets, I've eaten them my whole life. And then I realized I don't know what spices go in. And what spices go in are actually cloves and cinnamon, which was kind of surprising because it doesn't have that Christmassy taste to me that most of the time when those things are happening. So don't be afraid of those. They're real subtle, and they just give it just a little bit more oomph. And I think, again, it takes away a little bit more of the earthiness. One other thing you can see down below this way, some way, there's a plant-based Instant Pot thing there. So you guys know I did a soft launch last week of my new site, Plant-Based Instant Pot, and I wanted to show you one of the cool things that I just got, which is a plant-based Instant Pot t-shirt. And yes, they are available for sale, and I'll put a link. They're so cute. I actually wore it to hang out with my friends the other day. Hey, Jackie, thanks so much for joining in again. Now, so as you're joining in and saying hi, tell me if you like beets, or you're not so sure about beets, or if you're a beet hater. And then we'll kind of go from there. Know that this is quick pickled beets too. So what that means and how it's different than pickled beets you buy in the grocery store is that these are not shelf stable. We're not going to can them. We're basically cooking them in kind of a vinegar marinade. So it's going to have the same taste that you're used to getting from the pickled beets, but you're going to need to store them in your fridge for sure. And we'll talk a little bit about beets and some tips about getting them off your hands in the recipe on the blog, plantbasedinstantpot.com. If you go there, and you can find the recipe, and I'll put it down below in the comments when we're done. I used yellow beets. So if you hate beets and you get beet stains everywhere, try to get yellow or candy cane beets. And if you're going to cook multiple colors of beets, make sure to cook them separately. Jackie thinks they taste like a basement. To me, that would be more musty. But I can feel you. There are things that I don't like too, and weird things that I don't like. So what I would say to you is give these a try. This also makes a small amount, so we're just going to make 2 cups of diced beets. So you're not going to be stuck with these beets for the next few months. You can throw them on salads. You can put them in sandwiches. You can, if you like beets, you can put them on the side because I love them. And so let me go ahead and switch cameras. And I think, yeah, you can sort of see my dog's head. She's laying behind me again. So if I trip, it's not my fault. So this is my little 3-quart Instant Pot. And it's really cute. I wanted to go ahead and show you this thing I got, which is a little steamer basket that has some little feet. So you don't have to use your trivet with it. It kind of has a built-in trivet. So we're not using it today, but it was so cool that I wanted to show you. It would be really good if you wanted to just steam some vegetables. I'm going to try making chai in it so it just strains it itself. It would also be really good to make like a small batch of cauliflower queso and just pull that out. This one's really stable, and I just randomly picked a brand, and this is the brand that I got. Now, if you're getting something that's specifically for a 3-quart or an 8-quart, you want to make sure that it says that in the description, because everything isn't going to fit everybody. So to make these, it's just super easy. I went ahead and cut up these beets. Why am I using red beets instead of the yellow ones I used last time? Because these are the ones that were in my fridge. Now, all you need to know is if you have red beets and another color beet and you cook them together, they all become red beets. So that's why you would want to cook it separately if you wanted to have this beautiful salad with yellow beets and red beets and candy cane beets. So that's one of the reasons we're going to do this. Now, I also did some experimentation after I did this because they really usually stay in your hands. And I kind of have a reddish complexion anyhow. You can see a little bit still, maybe right in there. So I tried it two ways. The first way, which I don't recommend, is I tried putting a thin layer of oil on my hands. And it didn't stop at all, and I think it's a little dangerous to cut a really hard vegetable like that. But what did work is I just cut a potato in half, and as I was washing, I rubbed it on it, and almost all of it just came right off. It was really easy. So we're going to put a little water in here. This is a half a cup of water because we need it to come up to pressure. This is a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, and that's what's going to give it that real yummy flavor. You can use regular white vinegar if you wanted to as well. I love the flavor of apple cider vinegar. Then you're going to put 1 cinnamon stick and 2 cloves. It's just, and then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of sweetener. So I'm using 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. You could use a different sweetener and just do it to taste. If you were going to experiment with a really new sweetener to you, I might even say go ahead and add it last so you can taste it, add a little, taste it, which now is not the best time to do that because you're not going to get the spices in the marinade yet. So, and one of the reasons I'm saying to do this in a 3/4 is because see how small, it's not even halfway full. So if you did this in a 6-quart, I would recommend that you would double the recipe. You would still cook it the same amount of time. You would just double the liquid ingredients and double the beets. You probably wouldn't have to put, I would probably only put 3 cloves then, and I would still just leave it at 1 cinnamon stick. If you tripled it, I'd go ahead and add 2 cinnamon sticks though, and that's just my guesstimate. And then we're going to close it, and remember, there's venting and sealing is the words that are written on there. So if you left it like this, it's never going to come up to pressure, right? We always want to have it sealed when we're trying to do something that's pressure. And then I'm going to just go here, click pressure cook. We're going to cook it for 5 minutes. You may or may not see it all happen because I'm not sure that you really need to. But because once it's done, basically it comes out, and obviously these are the yellow beets that I made last time. These are not red beets that magically turned yellow. And what I like about beets is they're firm. And I think you guys can see that a little bit, It's got some texture to it. It doesn't just mush down like maybe a sweet potato would. Let me change back to this camera. And so what I like to use it for too, let's see, I've kind of gotten off track. There we go. So what I like to do is put it on salads, and it gives some really good texture to the salad, as well as, since it's a root vegetable, it is very filling as well. And it doesn't have a lot of calories. I believe everyone can eat beets. I don't know if you have a special dietary issue where you can't eat beets, let me know as well, and I'll see if I can think of something else that you could do. You could also add like a 1/4 cup of thinly sliced onion, or about the same amount of thinly sliced carrot. You could make these instead of diced like I did. I like to dice them because then I only have to cook it for 5 minutes. You could do baby beets that are whole, like they're little baby beets. You could do a little bit larger, quartered. It's really up to you. And so all this is just to give you something really yummy to add a little punch to your salad. And I think it's a good entryway into beets because it already has that kind of vinegary flavor to it like a pickle, and it has a little bit of spices, and then you're putting it on a salad, so you probably have some sort of dressing or some other different flavors in there with it. So if you're a beet hater, do me a favor, give it a try, and then tell me what you think, okay? Jackie or anyone else, because I see there are a few people on. Jackie, yes, the steamer is on Amazon, and I'll show that again. And I'll put a little link. I'm also going to be adding a whole page of 3-quart Instant Pot accessories because they're just starting to come out, really, that I'm finding them. And this was the brand I got on Amazon. And what I will say is with some of these accessories, some of them are very, very thin. This one is good. So I like that. Oh, and good. Jackie, you're going to try the beets? That would make me so happy. And if you hate them, I won't make you try them ever again, I promise. But I think you're going to like them. And you could use this quick pickle technique for other things. Like you could probably just do carrots or onions. What you'd want to do is whatever the longest cooking vegetable is, that's what you're going to set your Instant Pot time for. So if you find a pressure cooking chart that talks about beets, they'll say things like diced, sliced thick, small quartered, and the times will vary greatly. So whatever vegetable you're going to do, I would not do it with something that's going to cook up real soft like a sweet potato. And if you try it with something else, let me know because maybe I'll give it a go and put it up as well. Do you guys have any other Instant Pot questions today? Because I know this is kind of quick. But it's been a very short and long week at the same time. I had some friends who were in town, so I've actually been social like 4 days in a row. It's kind of crazy. I usually stay here and work and make recipes, and that's about it. Well, anyhow, I'm not going to make you wait for this to come up to pressure because also, if those of you who may be new to Instant Pot, 5 minutes cooking time is not 5 minutes that I stand here and then magically it's done, right? It has to come up to pressure, which depending on the weather, the temperature, it can take longer. And then with this one, we're actually going to do a quick release or a manual release where we move that valve in spurts. We can use a pot holder, and there's the little handy dandy dragons that you can get at Etsy, and they sit right on that vent, and you just move it and steam comes out of its mouth. It makes me very happy. And if you see some of the last few videos I've done the past few weeks, I've released the pressure with the dragon so everybody can see it. And hi, it's good to see you as well. And I believe is it Jackie? And if it's not, I'm sorry and I apologize, but it is great to have you here and I appreciate all of you. Any questions? Any other questions that you guys have? Because it's really simple. This is something you can just do. So even if you hate beets and you happen to get one in your CSA, I think this is your best bet for it. And I think it might be the gateway into becoming a beet liker. I won't go so far as say a beet lover, because it seems like beets and cilantro, even though it's not for the same reason, but there's definitely sides to the whole beet thing. So come get the recipe at Plant-Based Instant Pot. There's a Facebook page, which you may be watching this on right now, and if you are, yay. And that's about all I can think about right now. So if you have questions, email me. Please come to Plant-Based Instant Pot. You can join the email list there, and then you'll find out what's coming on next time. And, okay, I've seen different times listed for brown rice. How long do you set it for? It is Jackie. Okay, thank you. And so, Jackie, I do mine for about 23 minutes. And I do 1 cup of long grain brown rice, and I do about 1 1/4 cup liquid for that. And everybody tweaks it a little bit different. Some people like it a little stickier, some people like it a little fluffier, but that works pretty well for me. I typically will use a long grain brown basmati or a long grain jasmine brown rice. So I hope that helps. So I'll be checking for more questions, and you guys have a great week. And if you have some things you'd like me to demo next week, let me know. Okay, have a great, great week.